Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Just Jing TV. Today we're going to be talking about how can I get more clients? Welcome everybody, I'm Rachel, this is Meg.
Hiya.
And today we're going to be talking about, I know, a very important question for lots of massage therapists. How do I get more clients? And actually this one has come from one of our lovely students, Francis O'Flynn. Thank you, Francis, who asked, how can I get more clients? And also, does social media attract clients? Which I think we'll probably save for a different episode. We might mention on it here. So Meg, let's maybe talk about how you, back in the olden days, before social media, how did you get clients for your first massage practice?
So my big thing was finding somebody who's really mouthy.
Okay.
Somebody who talked a lot.
Yeah.
And they were really my marketing arm.
Yeah.
So for instance, when I first started, when I was working out in San Francisco, I had a day job that was at an organization that supported women in business, which obviously I still do quite a lot of. And I did on-site massage there.
Right.
What I realized was one of the people in the administrative staff talked a lot.
Yeah.
And so I gave her a free massage, and I spent a lot of time with her, giving her love and support and asking her to tell friends, and I never charged her.
Yeah.
So that was one of my big things.
Yeah, that's really funny because I think one of my teachers at massage school called them the golden nugget client.
Okay.
And I had a really similar experience. So my golden nugget client was a wonderful woman called Grindle Dockery, who's still out there in Liverpool. And she was actually a friend, and Grindle still is the most enthusiastic person in the world. So like you and your golden nugget client, I gave Grindle not free massage, but I gave her very cheap massages, and she basically then seemed to go around and bully the rest of Liverpool into like getting on my massage table. She was like, oh my god, you got to see Rachel, she's great. And everybody came from her.
So I think, what we're both saying is it's not really about leaflets. It's not really about cards. It's really important to carry something with you that you can hand over. But one is about, really the first thing is about being passionate about what you do and feeling like you can talk about it. So one of the things that we do at Jing quite a lot is getting clients, actually in the Stone course, we do some marketing elements of that. And I think in the on-site course we do, where we get therapists to talk about what is it that you can offer, what makes you different as a massage therapist, what techniques or treatments can you offer. So not so much about, I do myofascial treatment or I do trigger point therapy, but it's like I deal with people who have migraine
what
pain.
you can do for somebody else.
Absolutely.
That's really what people want to know. They don't really want to know you do myofascial work or trigger point work, but they want to know what can you do for me. So if you always think about how can I solve my potential clients' problems, you'll always have a practice, but obviously you have to get the word out there. So how do we get the word out there? We talked about our golden nugget clients, but I also think the idea of just actually being passionate about what you do and talking to people about it. Because I know you've got that story about when you started your practice in Brooklyn. Because we've all started practices about 5 different times because we've moved around so much.
Oh, my
so
dog
when you
walking
moved to
thing?
Brooklyn,
So I had this amazing dog, and in New York, you are only allowed to let your dog off the leash between 8 and 9 in the morning or 7 and 8. And I used to take my dog every morning, and we'd sit and have coffee, and the dogs would go crazy. And people would say, what do you do? And we also have that great story about that dinner party we went to. And I'd say I'm a massage therapist, and these are the things I do. And although they were neighbors and probably at first felt a bit like, I'm not so sure I can ask her for a treatment, they realized they got to know me, and I was much better than kind of anybody they could find in the yellow pages then or whatever. So all of that was really important, and that was the inside. So it was all the dog walkers.
Yeah. So you got to know those people, and then the other thing you always say was that you did side-lying work with them, and nobody had side-lying. Yeah. So you got the word out, and you had the USP. Yeah. You were doing something that other people weren't doing, which was very simple. You put them on their side
or stretching,
or something you had some cool techniques in there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's so. Going back to how do you get more clients? So I think it's be passionate about what you do. Don't overanalyze leaflets and paper and that kind of thing. Get a website, because actually at this point in time, if somebody can't find you on the web, then people don't think you're real, sort of kosher. Yeah. But we're not talking about a massive website. You just have to have a web presence, your name, your address, what techniques, or where they'd find you.
You need something to back yourself up. So in the olden days when we started, I did have a leaflet, but I quickly found out that putting it around health food shops didn't work at all. Whereas if I took my leaflets out with me to a party or a social gathering, talked to people about what I was doing, backed it up with a leaflet. Yes. These days, I have to say, I would get out my smartphone and I would book them in there and then. Even better. Yeah.
Also, if you do any volunteer work, make sure you get their contact information and get them to tick a box saying, I'm happy to be contacted next week or something like that. And you have to follow up and call them and say, how was the treatment? Yeah. Which can sometimes take a bit of nous, but you can absolutely do that. So there's lots of different ways. It means about really just dialoguing with people. So, if you're really interested in doing more of this with us and talking, the Stones course is a great option. The on-site course is a great option. Or just coming and doing the advanced
marketing course.
The marketing course is a great option. Or getting involved with Facebook and Twitter. You can find everything at www.jingmassage.com, or you can download the DVDs in the shop, or you can buy the online course, The Jing Method, Low Back Pain, How to Treat It. All right, we'll see you next time.